then kick everything off at 6:05 as folks get Zoom activated and join us. As folks are signing in, just want to let you know that this is being recorded, and we'll definitely make that announcement again. As you can see in the top left corner, there's a record button. This isn't just to record your beautiful faces, but to document this evening so we have a great record of it and can share it in the future. So thank you for your participation. All right, folks, take your seats. Let's get seated. We've got a few more minutes. Get started. Hope everyone had a great week, getting ready for Mother's Day this Sunday. This is a great conclusion to the end of the week. So excited to have everybody joining us. Hopefully she does. We can't have that, at least for the first few minutes. Like in a couple minutes. She should be good. Okay, cool. There you go. Can you sit right here? Right there. Use this one for now. All right, folks, definitely take your seats. We got a couple minutes till starting. Again, we'll be recording this evening, just to let you know. In the top left corner of your viewing window, you'll see a recording icon. Just know that we're recording the presentation, and thank you for your participation. Yeah. You have to love the opportunity of like working from home, right? So everyone's participating when you have the family around. No cue cards tonight, though. They don't have to give me any cue cards. We'll be okay. All right, cool. Well, again, take your seats. Thank you for joining us. And just for some housekeeping, we are recording this evening's presentations and virtual banquet. So thank you for your participation. And just so you can see that, it's in the top left corner of your viewing window. So again, good evening, fellow ACE students, parents, mentors, and friends. I'm Travis Kolbjornsen. That's Blanca, by the way, my precious little doggie. I'm a senior business development manager for Barton Malow Builders by day, but happy to say I'm the chairman of ACE Mentor for Central Florida by night. I'm excited for this evening. I think we all are, right? It's really cool to get everybody together to kind of talk about what we've been doing and how the ACE program impacts so many, and that's part of why we all love being a part of it. This is our first virtual ACE Mentor end of year banquet, and it's kind of crazy how our lives have changed over the past couple months, and just want to reflect on that and say it's been great to have avenues like ACE Mentor working with our national partners like Diana and Zoo on how we're all reacting and responding to this, both by our work lives and our personal lives. So again, it's great that we're having this banquet, and we're glad that all of you could participate virtually that could attend. I'm really happy that we have such a strong group of students with remarkable talents in the architecture, construction, and engineering fields. Really some great foundations to where they might grow in life as they achieve their aspirations. You know that show on TV, I kind of see it sometimes when it comes on during the spring into summer, but America's Got Talent. Well, definitely after tonight, you'll quickly realize that Orlando's got some great talent. And I'm not just talking about Disney World, Universal, and some of that other fun stuff, right? The presentations you will see will kind of rival industry standards, and really proud of all of our students. Those are your kids, our mentors, proteges. It truly is amazing to see the work product of our ACE students. And thank you to our mentors from the industry that take the time week to week, evening to evening to mentor our ACE students. So sit back and relax at home, of course, which is kind of cool that we can all do this, right, during these times. Enjoy this opportunity to see some of Orlando's finest ACE talent and enjoy the show. So now on to my friend Mark Clinch to talk sponsorship, and thanks again for your time.
Thank you, Travis. We'd like to start with thanking our sponsors. We would not be able to do this without you. Thank you so much for your support of the ACE Mentor program. We'll start with our platinum sponsors. Barton Malow Builders, Professional Construction Estimators Association, PCEA of Orlando. Our gold sponsor, the Education Foundation of Osceola County. Our silver sponsors, Kalick Group, Del Air, Mater Southeast, Williams Company. Our bronze sponsors, Austin Commercial, PCL Construction, Matern Engineering, Turner Construction Company, Studio One Plus, North Star, Facility and Environmental Solutions, Bright Future Electric. And we'll continue with our bronze sponsors, Little Diversified Architectural Consulting, Wellbro Building Corporation, Argos Cement and Ready Mix, Spectra, Contract Flooring, P&A Roofing and Sheet Metal, Cemex Concrete, Brightview Landscaping, and Kenpat. And now, our student field trips hosted by PCL Construction, Austin Commercial, Turner Construction Company, Finfrog Precast Construction, and Clancy and Thays Construction Company. And now, our mentor meeting host, PCL Construction, Matern Engineering, the School District of Osceola County. And finally, our virtual banquet host for this evening, Turner Construction Company. Again, sponsors and host, thank you so much for your support of this program. We sincerely appreciate everything that you do to support ACE. And now I'll turn it back over to our ACE chairman, Travis.
Thanks, Mark. So now we're going to move into the student presentations. This is really the meat and potatoes of what we do. And again, parents, it's one of those opportunities to really see this talent we were talking about before. So now over to you, Kristen.
Thanks, Travis. So to start off the presentations, we're going to start with our first group, which is out of the Maitland or North Orlando location, hosted by Matern Professional Engineering with lead mentor Adele Shalaby. Our first group that's going to present is led by Aranya Mam and Johan Bueno, and they are called AdKeys, and they will be doing the National Pavilion presentation.
I'm Advait Prasad, the lead architect.
My name is Kate Walsh, and I'm the outreach manager.
Hi, my name is Eric Solberg, and I am the cost analyst.
I'm Serena DeNicola, and I'm the landscape architect.
My name is Ali Esteban, and I'm the research librarian.
Hi, my name is David Luna, and I'm the project manager of our team, AdKeys. Our project is the Panther and Bird Pavilion.
Growing up in Central Florida, we've always noticed a lack of education and representation of Native American culture in our community. We therefore wanted to create a pavilion that would honor the history of the indigenous people of America. Being close to Seminole County, we chose to honor the Seminole Tribe, a prominent Native American group in the Central Florida area. We then began searching for locations suitable to house our monument. We wanted locations near suburban areas with high community involvement within the Seminole County area, also hoping to be close to schools with high student populations. We ended up choosing Blanchard Park, a scenic walkway close to the heart of UCF and in the center of Orlando.
To begin the process of designing our pavilion, we researched information about the Seminole Tribe. We learned more about its roots that extended so deeply into Florida history. The main focus of our pavilion would be the most important parts of Seminole culture, their core values and symbols. Looking closely at these would ensure that our pavilion most accurately conveyed our goal of reflecting on the past and investing in the future. After doing the necessary research, we were ready to move forward in the design process.
To further extend on our own research, we began contacting experts. We reached out to the Seminole Tribe, not only to learn more about them and the motifs found in their culture, but also to accurately portray their lifestyles in our pavilion. We also reached out to a UCF professor to learn more about the Seminole history and their relationship with Central Florida.
The first section of our site plan is the centerpiece of our park, called the Compass and Fire. A very significant aspect of the Seminole Tribe is that they believe knowing one's direction in both a physical and mental aspect is important. The large compass represents this aspect of the Seminole culture. Inside the compass ring, there are 4 acrylic columns to represent a log fire. 4 different colored lights light up the logs for each cardinal direction: red for north, yellow for east, white for south, and black for west. Those colors are also represented on the Seminole Tribe flag.
Surrounding the compass and the fire is the bird path. The bird represents knowing one's place on Earth, and it's symbolic for this reason to the Seminole Tribe. While following the flight of a bird on this path, one should feel flight, weightlessness, and freedom, along with the opportunity to reflect. The glass railing along the path allows for the feeling of freedom and movement. The quote shown here is an excerpt from the Seminole Tribe's website.
The Panther path represents healing, patience, and strength. While walking this path, one should embody the Panther, grounding themselves and taking time to heal and meditate. The quote here is another excerpt from the Seminole Tribe legend.
One of the first and most important features of our design is horticulture. We researched a variety of native plants that the Seminoles used and decided to incorporate them. First is sumac, which is a small shrub with red flowers and pinnacles, originally used to cleanse the body of pollutants. Second is ginseng, which grows with leaves composed of 5 pointed leaflets, fruits with bright crimson berries, but is known for its aromatic roots, and was used as a dermatological aid. Next is red cedar, which can reach 25 feet tall as an evergreen and was used for various medicinal and religious purposes. Lastly is the button snake root plant. This usually grows 6 inches high with fragrant spiky blue spheres and was an important ceremonial and medicinal plant, originally used in the green corn ceremony to celebrate the purification of medicine men.
Another key feature of our design are the kinetic shades. These shades were inspired by the palmetto fronds which the Seminole Indians used as fast and disposable housing. Actually, the names of these houses were chikis and are a major piece of the Seminole Tribe's culture. The kinetic concept comes from the constant movement of the tribe due to being pursued by U.S. troops.
In order to further emphasize the constant movement of life, we took advantage of the ever-changing reflections provided by the water below. The glass railings, acrylic logs, and lighting accents all add to this movement.
The construction timeline for the pavilion is broken into 4 phases. Phase 1 includes preparation of the construction process and overall project outline. Phase 2 encompasses preparation of the site for construction. Phase 3 outlines the physical construction of the pavilion and its individual elements. And lastly, Phase 4 wraps up the project with final evaluations and an overview of the site. The estimated total time for construction is 14 months.
Our total cost for the Panther and Bird Path came out to about $115,000. A majority of our cost comes from running electrical, the acrylic for the fire logs, the site development, the steel, and the aluminum. Overall, for a park, it's very inexpensive, which allows it to be built easily and efficiently.
Our pavilion brings with it economic, demographic, and environmental impacts. For example, the pavilion is nearby University Boulevard, a huge market plaza in the heart of UCF's campus.
More than anything, we wanted to share these stories, the stories that are tied to the land here and that have the capability to inspire. The high student population will allow for this inspiration to occur, and at just the right time.
With an attraction like our pavilion, we can provide new tourist revenue towards these local businesses and help grow the Central Florida economy.
The overall design of the monument is meant to incorporate integral aspects of the Seminoles, one of which is the environment. Consequently, we use smaller pillars that support a lightweight bridge and pavilion to reduce marine ecosystem interruption, rounded foundational columns that minimally obstruct water flow, and flexi-paved concrete that's used for the Panther Path, which allows water to permeate, assists drainage, and reduces potential flood risks.
Overall, the purpose of this project is to integrate the local community with historic aspects of the Seminole Indian tribe to tell the story of their culture. These aspects focus on symbols and plants that held a level of meaning in their culture. Other key aspects are the compass, which represents direction, the bird, which represents freedom, and the panther, which represents reflection. In the end, we hope we were able to capture small pieces of the Seminole tribe's culture to create a bigger presence in the local community. Thank you for taking the time to view our presentation today.
Wow, I am so impressed. When we put this all together, we did not know what we were going to get, but our mentors and students came together and put on an amazing video. So we're excited for the rest to come. So thank you, Adkeys. I also wanted to mention for any of the parents on the call, if you didn't know what the different proposals that they're responding to are, they were sent in the invite. Feel free to look at that. So now we'll move on to our second group, which is led by Adele Shalaby, and it is the food group who has chosen the Gastronomic Center project.
Luna, I am the structural engineer for the Gastronomic Center.
And my name is Elise Starsh, and I am the project manager. And this is Project Ambrosia.
So for our objective for our gastronomical center is to provide the public with a space for cultural exchange through gastronomy. We're also promoting equality and learning through one common need we all have, food.
So this is our site. We chose one of the most popular areas in Orlando, which is I Drive, which is a big tourist spot. So we chose this mainly for the tourists and the influx of people coming in and out every day. So kind of to boost the population of this area and open the area for new people. So this site will be right next to the Top Golf and Andretti Racing Center. And the structure is going to be three.
Well, just 1 second, technical difficulties. Kristen, this was, which group was this one?
Yes, I was just trying to let you know, it's supposed to be food group.
Food group, yeah.
Yeah, Ambrosia's for the Osceola group.
Okay, so I'm just turning food up on, I'm sorry.
No problem.
We are Team Food.
My name is Rose Cariasis, and I go to Haggerty High School.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Gumman Hansen, and I am from Lake Brantley High School.
My name is Caleb Register, and I go to Crooms Academy of Information Technology.
When people think of Florida, they immediately think of oranges. But when I think of a tasty Florida treat, I think of barbecue. Growing up in Florida, I've tasted some of the best barbecue around. Ribs, wings, pulled pork, brisket, and when you get barbecue, you get to enjoy all the fixings that come along with it. Barbecue, though, isn't just for professionals. Freddie and Sal have secret recipes for the hottest, tangiest, sweetest barbecue sauces around. The Florida Barbecue Association has over 800 members, and every week in summer in Florida, there's hosting of a barbecue competition. Yes, I think it's fair to say that when we can think of Florida, we also can think of barbecue. Barbecue is tasty, but when I think of Florida, I also think of Cuban food. Cuban sandwiches, black beans and rice, empanadas, and arroz con pollo. I love all the delicious Cuban restaurants in Central Florida. We're lucky to have over 1.2 Cuban Americans in Florida to teach us firsthand.
And that's how Barbecue Bin was born. This is definitely an interest in Florida. We have a large supply of talented cooks, chefs, and grill masters to teach and share tips on creating your own meals.
We envision the Gastronomy Center as multi-purpose. Our fusion of barbecue and Cuban cuisine creates an immersive cultural experience. We are one Florida and we celebrate each other's cultures and cuisines. This event space will reinforce our community values. It will welcome all citizens and encourage diversity and cross-cultural respect.
Barbecue Bin will be a place to learn to cook. From inspirations to ingredients, visitors will be immersed in learning while visiting our Cuban kitchens. Chefs can invite students to participate in the kitchens or provide a demonstration while students observe at their tables. Learn from the top chefs in our 4 kitchens as you take notes, try samples, and watch skilled chefs.
BB Cuban will be a place to raise spirits. In addition to cooking lessons and demonstrations, BB Cuban will feature demonstrations of making the perfect mojito or cold brew during our mixology and cocktail classes. BB Cuban will be a festival center. BB Cuban will host festivals and cookouts. We have chosen long, narrow tables for students observing chefs in our kitchens. These will be easily rearranged to form large family-style tables to host local community events. Additionally, we envision that the north end of the site will be cleared and picnic tables will be installed for additional outdoor dining.
Barbecue Bin will be a green resource. Our Gastronomy Center will feature a garden chimney for a hydroponic garden. The purpose of the garden is twofold. First, the gastronomy wants to encourage residents to grow their own herbs and vegetables from the freshest ingredients. Floridians can taste recipes and learn how to cook using fresh herbs from the garden. Second, our hydroponic garden will educate residents about this unique growing process.
We asked ourselves, where should BB Cuban be located in Central Florida? After much discussion and research, we chose Lake Nona. Why Lake Nona?
Lake Nona has demonstrated its support of innovative culinary concepts with the success of several local restaurants, including Boxy, a delightful outdoor venue for food trucks. The site in Lake Nona was selected because it captures old Florida, with tall pine trees, palmettos, and a large lakefront. The site is right off Lake Nona Boulevard, with easy access and visibility. It is also hugged by the Lake Nona Bike Trail, encouraging locals to bike over and taste the creations of the Barbecubans. Lake Nona is in the center of Florida, which makes it a central location for meetings, exchanges, and competitions.
When you drive up to Barbecue Bin, you'll see our Gastronomy Center reminds you of an old Florida citrus barn. The building will be cladded with weather-repurposed wood siding, and the roof will be an ash gray, standing seam aluminum roof. Reference to old tin roofs in Florida citrus barns, we chose an aluminum roof because it's excellent durability and its superiority in thermal performance. The aluminum roofing will help reduce cooling costs because it reflects the radiant sun away rather than absorbing it. When you pull up, you'll see our demonstrations of outside grills and smoking on our patio.
The inside of our building will house 4 kitchens. Each kitchen will have a commercial-grade refrigerator, large gas grills, and large double ovens. Each kitchen will have a center island for food preparation and a long counter facing into the building for demonstrations. There will be an open access area for chefs to easily enter and exit, or visiting students to access the kitchen. In the center area, there will be 3 rows of long, narrow classroom tables with chairs facing each kitchen for observers. Additionally, there are 2 lit islands for exhibits and demonstrations in the center of the building. Each kiosk will have a sink and a grill for demonstrations. Overhead, there will be mirrors on 3 sides to enable observers to see from the overhead view of the cooking and preparation area. We envision chefs using these kiosks to demonstrate close-up skills, or possibly using these stations to sell tasting tickets for community festivals.
We want to spotlight 2 interesting areas of BB Cuban. The first is the 2 outdoor grilling areas at the entrance. Each bay will be surrounded by 3 sides by low stone-covered walls. The 4th open side will allow for chefs to pull in grills for their own smokers. Observers could stand outside the walled area to learn grilling tips. The low walls will also improve safety by keeping children away from the hot cooking areas. Another key design element in BB Cuban will be the large chimney rising out of the entrance. The garden chimney of BB Cuban will demonstrate the latest techniques of hydroponics. The vertical garden will be encased in a glass structure and a controlled soilless environment.
We estimate this facility will cost approximately $2.8 million, but the benefits to the community and the citizens of Florida will be priceless. We thank you for allowing us to show you around Barbe Cuban.
All right, excellent job, food group. I can see the name, all those photos making me hungry.
I'm a little hungry. I think I want a mojito.
I know, it sounds good. All right, so thank you, North Orlando. We're now going to move on to South Orlando, which has been hosted by PCL Construction and led by Nick Pepe. The first group, led by mentors Victoria Breyer, Sean Westfall, Ann Morello, Jamoke Adepepe, is called Jabali Chefs, who chose the Gastronomic Center.
I'm Luisa Duarte, the project manager of Liberty Bites Gastronomic Center.
I'm Isabella Franceschi, and I'm the construction manager of this project.
I'm Anna Palm, and I'm the planner.
I'm Ethan McJackson, and I'm the estimator.
I'm Brennan, and I'm the engineer.
I'm Jordan, and I'm the architect.
And we are the Jabali Chefs. In our project, we focused on exploring international cultures through cuisine and education, while always maintaining an eco-friendly environment. To achieve our goal, we chose a site and did a site logistics plan to have a better vision on what the area is going to look like after construction. One of our greatest challenges was choosing a site because we wanted a symbolic location, which was achieved in our New Jersey site. After that, we sketched a few drawings based on our purpose and finally built a digital model based on square footage decided with all site considerations.
Our site, which is located near the border between New York and New Jersey, was chosen for its proximity to symbols of America's international heritage and the center's situation just across the bridge from the famed Ellis Island, and its view of the Statue of Liberty to complement their learning of our nation's history as the world's melting pot, with the tastes of cultures from all around the world. The site is also a practical choice. Its location near a major highway and seaport guarantees that the cost of transporting ingredients will remain low. Meanwhile, its position next to both a residential and tourist area will provide the center with a steady stream of patrons. This convenient combination of low operation cost and ease of access will help us accomplish our mission to provide educational and cultural experiences that encourage unity in our diverse nation.
The next important constructability aspect of our project is the schedule. The duration of the project is 18 months, with a critical path that shows what parts are essential in the construction process, such as leveling the soil, putting the foundations, and installations appropriate to New Jersey's weather. We set our finish date by next summer because it's the season with the largest flow of people in the area. We also have a 4D schedule, which is a visual representation of our standard schedule. Starting with the first phase, we have foundations for the building and flooring for the first floor. The second phase represents the first floor construction, from framing to plumbing to installation and glazing. The third and fourth phases follow the same pattern, and the fifth and sixth phases focus on the sustainable parts of the top floor and its design.
In our estimate, the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing costs are the highest aside from glazing and kitchen equipment. A potential cost saving would be to buy cheaper equipment at the risk of having to replace them more often due to the high use, which is why we went with the high-end equipment. We also have a 5% contingency that can be used for unexpected expenses that may occur. The total cost of our project is around $64 million. We use value engineering to produce the same product in a cheaper way. For instance, the use of structural foam inside large concrete structures reduced our total cost by about $400,000.
This is an open space model inspired by malls. There are many windows to bring in more sunlight, which enhances the natural feel. The entrances are also very large open spaces to assist with the heavy traffic of the building. There are also kitchens throughout, mainly in the cooking classes and continental cafeterias. We have staffed many of the kitchens to allow for more efficient plumbing and construction. These cafeterias will feature cuisines from various places around the world, and the cooking classes will allow guests to create such dishes. These spacious classrooms are built to be comfortable for guests and fit to be presented on television. There is a large dome on top of the building which represents the world, emphasizing the cultural aspect of the building. There is also a rooftop lounge where more mature audiences can taste and learn about the drinks from around the world.
Our project is focused on diversity and inclusion, which is uniting cultures to make us all one. We use architecture to reach this goal by having a different environment and each cooking center representing a different continent. We will also invite chefs from all around the world to spread their knowledge on their culture and cuisine.
One of our main goals here at Liberty Bites is to gather and grow together. We want to bring the community together to learn and teach of the many different cultures that make up the world. Within our gastronomic center, we have classrooms to provide learning space for local chefs to provide cooking lessons on how to prepare food of different cultures. These classes will be open to the public and allow guests to learn about new cultures and the cuisine that goes along with it. This will allow for people to come together and learn of new cultures while also providing jobs.
Another goal of Liberty Bites is to help sustain the local economy and bring international and local values together. To achieve this, we have a variety of activities in our atrium area that invite local businesses, such as weekly farmers markets, food trucks, and concerts of local bands. Local chefs can participate in competitions hosted by the Gastronomic Center. We will also use materials native to New Jersey in our construction process and use New Jersey suppliers.
With the growing need of sustainable efforts to save the earth, we're using some strategies to achieve an eco-friendly building. First, we have a recycling center located behind the building. Have our materials recycled within our own reach makes it cheaper due to no need for transportation. Next, solar panels located on the top floor provide a clean source of energy for the building. In addition to that, glass constructions allow for more natural light, which consequently leads to less electrical energy needed. We will also have a glass greenhouse where we'll be able to have locally grown and fresh fruits and vegetables that will be used in our recipes. Lastly, water runoff to the river will avoid water accumulation and water waste, as the site will be designed to make the water run back to the Hudson River, which is next to our site. All of these strategies that we're adopting will help us to have our building achieve the LEED certification, which will be determined by an inspector that will check for efficiency.
Thank you, team. In closing, Liberty Bites promotes culture, inclusion, and diversity through education and eco-friendly design. Its symbolic location and architecture provide an environment where we can all feel united as one. Thank you for your time.
Wow, thank you, Jabali Chefs. You're getting my travel bug going with all these locations and all your photos. It's pretty impressive. You must have something to do with the co-leads, Nick Pepe and Allison Nykamp, really showing their horizons. So great job, guys. We'll move on to the next group, which is led by Tyler Hatton, Chris Robledo, Kevin Delapierre, and is called Team Sweet Tea, who also chose the Gastronomic Center. I hope everyone had dinner, because I know I'm getting pretty hungry.
Hi, my name is Dynasty Barnett, and my role of the group was specifically towards the architecture and getting into details of our site selection. So first of all, our group decided that we wanted to do a gastronomical center out of the 3 options. So our project summary basically states that we wanted to develop an area that will provide a space for chefs from all around the world to exchange knowledge and share their experience, techniques, styles, foods, and cooking methods to promote gastronomic education. We didn't want a simple gastronomical center. None of them really are simple, but we wanted a space that would not only be a tourist location, but somewhere that would evoke education and have just variety and whatnot. So we decided that we wanted to have our gastronomical center in Claremont. We looked at other locations such as Italy, and just more broad places that could possibly have a higher touristy attraction, but ultimately, again, we chose Claremont. We chose Claremont because it's starting to modernize. There's a lot of land that is being developed and allowing the rural part of Claremont to catch up with its surrounding cities. It also has, again, a lot of land. So that land is being developed and it's untouched, and it comes with a lot of resources, including the water tower and the farm surrounding, and it's just a really great untapped area. And Claremont is already in Florida, which is already a tourist state, has a lot of attractions. Claremont also doesn't have a lot of competition in terms of gastronomical centers or whatnot, or what it has to offer. Claremont stands out alone as itself, and it has good weather, and it's a good distance from Orlando, and it's a small town community, so that will allow there to be a longevity of customers and consistency in customers, and it's also a really rich area despite being so small, so that will allow there to be good revenue and, again, faithful customers. When it came to the architecture, again, we wanted it to not be simple. We didn't want it to have a very sleek look or a clean-cut look, but we just wanted it to reflect its importance and its classiness and what we were trying to do and its uniqueness. So to create a unique look, we wanted to have the building in the shape of an octagon. So it has 8 sides, but to balance that out, we gave it 4 floors with about 80,000 square foot, and we wanted it on a big land, so we decided to have it placed on a plot of land in Claremont that's about 10 acres, 10.5 acres, and I believe it went for $125,000. Obviously, that's not the case. It's not going to actually happen, but if that were to move forward, that would be the ideal space. We wanted it to have high ceilings and be constructed with light and earthy materials to not make it feel so heavy and make it just feel open and available to the market in that way. It was to have parking lots and an overhang for cars to come over and whatnot, but the foundation of it was to be on a flat piece of land, so therefore we could play with the levels and possibly elevate it a little bit. If there was a hill in the area, elevate it to make it stand out and to make it stand above everything else that is in Claremont. So it's really nice and neat, and we plan on having it just be a beautiful piece of architecture that gives an insight to how beautiful it is on the inside.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Ioni, and I'm in charge of the MEPFP systems of Ethnic Eats. One of my main responsibilities was assuring proper air circulation throughout the building and ventilating the odors from the food and cooking by using hoods. Since we have 2 floors being used primarily for showcasing the chefs and their cooking, I decided to have 2 air handling units and 1 makeup air unit to provide enough CFM for the hoods and the visitors of all 4 floors. I was also in charge of planning the location of the fire riser and electrical room. The 2 rooms will be on the first floor in the back of the building, away from the visitor's site when they first drive up to Ethnic Eats. A goal that was shared amongst everyone was to have Ethnic Eats to be LEED certified. To be certified, everyone in the team implemented ways to make Ethnic Eats more energy efficient and environmentally friendly. Our rooftop garden will help decrease the air pollution that is created when ordering and shipping vegetables and fruits from sellers. We will have staff-only elevators that allow chefs to access the garden for fresh ingredients. We will have solar panels on the rooftop of the building, away from the garden, so we can reduce the cost of electricity. We also plan on using gray water for the fountain in front of Ethnic Eats and for watering the plants in the rooftop garden. All of our roads leading up to the facility will be made out of recycled plastic. These roads actually allow piping to be placed beneath the road, allowing easy access to plumbing for the fountain. We hope by achieving these goals that we can be a role model for others and encourage everyone to be more green.
Hello, my name is Nicholas Riveros, and I'm the landscape designer for Ethnic Eats. So, to start off, the main focus of the landscape design on this project was to blend the topography of the surrounding environment in order to incorporate the unique aspects of Claremont, such as its abundance of hills in the normally flat state of Florida. One way our group did this was by adding a waterfall into the landscape, which is along a hill leading up to the main building, in an attempt to show off why Claremont is nicknamed the Gem of the Hills. Another way we integrated the surrounding area into our project was by utilizing a nearby lake to supply gray water for numerous sustainable parts of the landscape and main building. Another important aspect of the landscape was the greenery. In this project, we used sable palms and bush marigolds in multiple areas because they are native to Claremont and grow well in the sun, which is abundant in Florida. A main function of these plants, apart from it looking aesthetically pleasing, is to block the view of the maintenance road around the back of the building for clients. Speaking about the maintenance road, this road is used for workers to transport supplies to the back house so they can be distributed throughout the building, such as food and resources for the rooftop garden. Another way the maintenance road is important is that it is also used during the construction process, as it will be used to deliver materials to the constructors, very similarly to how it will be used normally for the building on a day-to-day basis.
Hi, my name is Paige Rivadeneira, and I am the interior designer for Ethnic Eats. I had researched that Claremont was modernizing and making their location more like a city, and wanting more tourists to come in and help their economy grow. So coming up with the concept was pretty simple. For Ethnic Eats, we decided that it'd be best to keep it modern, and I wanted to make it more contemporary, which would suit Claremont's goals in making it more like a city. We would have glass windows for natural lighting during the day. We would also have different type of woods, light and dark type of woods, transparent glass elements for decoration. The whole color scheme of the building would be gold, black, shades of blue and gray, and some natural tones to tie in with the wood. We would have simple lighting because with the windows bringing in the natural light, there would be no need for too much lighting. So we would have low lighting for the evening dining, and which would save money on electricity with low lighting, and having the glass having the natural lighting during the day. And throughout the building we would have art pieces with gold accents to tie in with the contemporary finishes, and we would have plant decorations around each level to give the whole building the eco-friendly setting for Ethnic Eats' motto, being eco-friendly.
Moving on, we have estimations. Hi, I'm Shani Ruiz, and I was in charge of estimating the total cost of our gastronomic project. So in the table you can see that it splits the total price into two major categories, one being direct cost and the other being general conditions. In direct costs, I included the different materials and requirements that the building itself needs. For example, there's metals and millwork. For these, I used a resource called RSMeans to find the unit prices of different materials. What we chose to allocate the most money in is the electrical grouping. This is due to the extreme uses of electricity in the gastronomic center, especially with various machines working at the same time. On the other hand, we have general conditions, which focuses on the outside charges of this project, such as the contractor or insurance. I also included contingency, which is specifically for extra money needed for like worker accommodations or outside disasters that might emerge throughout this project. Overall, our total ended up being $20,475,000.
Hi, my name is Aya Leone, and for this project, I was in charge of scheduling. In order to do this, I divided the project into two sections, design and construction. As shown, the blue indicates critical path. The goal is to stay along the blue line. The red is called float. This is extra time that is built into the schedule in case there is an emergency such as a natural disaster. The total estimated time for this project is 13 months. With this schedule, the project will be completed in the most effective and efficient way. This project taught us communication and time management. Every 2 weeks, we were expected to come to ACE with new ideas and finished parts of our project. Talking with each other throughout the 2 weeks was critical in our project development. We quickly found out that this project could not be completed without talking with one another. Along with better communication and time management, another thing we learned was how to work together as a team. Our group had many ideas for this project, and we did our best to incorporate them all. This group setting allowed ideas to be created and executed onto paper. Through communication, time management, and collaboration, we have been able to assemble all the components involved in this gastronomic center, Ethnic Eats.
Wow, thank you, Sweet Tea. I'm pretty impressed choosing Claremont, keeping it local. I can appreciate that, bringing in a culture to a place. I did not know that Claremont was the gem of the hills. Learned something new. All right, so thank you, South Orlando. Now we're gonna move to Osceola, which was held at OTEC and led by Melissa Thacker. The first group, led by mentors Mark Lockhart and Mark Lynch, is Ambrosia SNB, who also chose the Gastronomic Center.
Hello, my name is Benjamin Luna. I am the structural engineer for the Gastronomic Center.
And my name is Elise Starsh, and I am the project manager. And this is Project Ambrosia.
So for our objective for our gastronomical center is to provide the public with a space for cultural exchange through gastronomy. We're also promoting equality and learning through one common need we all have, food.
So this is our site. We chose one of the most popular areas in Orlando, which is iDrive, which is a big tourist spot. So we chose this mainly for the tourists and the influx of people coming in and out every day. So kind of to boost the population of this area and open the area for new people. So this site will be right next to the Topgolf and Andretti Racing Center. And the structure is going to be 3 glass spheres, 1 for the main building, which is going to be the restaurant, and then 2 for the split to the smaller gastronomic places inside of the building itself, which is going to be the cultural kitchen or the culinary kitchens, which will be open to students, and also the greenhouse. So these are the ideas that we used for our gastronomic center, which are modeled after, or are the pictures for the Amazon headquarters in Seattle, Washington. We chose these mainly because they tied in most of our ideas that we were going for in this project. Okay, so for our schedule, we decided that like most projects, the design would take a good portion of the time, especially for our project because of the uniqueness of the structure and the building itself. The whole project is estimated to take around 30 months or 2.5 years to finish the final project. The schedule includes landscaping, parking lots, the design, and of course the addition of the many kitchen appliances.
For our budget, before I start with the budget, I just want to say that a big focus for our budget was the structural glass and steel. But to begin, the culinary equipment costs around $1.35 million to excavate a retention pond. It's around $200,000. Flooring is about $1.67 million. Architectural glass / glazing is about $4.57 million. Structural glass is approximately $16 million. Structural steel is $32 million. The industrial kitchen is about $90,000. Concrete is $4.3 million. Greenhouse is $258,000. Landscaping / hardscaping is $818,000. Plumbing is $4.3 million. Electrical is around $5 million. The elevator is $1 million. Millwork is around $470,000. And interior framing is around $3.25 million. For the entire project, it's approximately $60 million. And for one of our structural challenges, was for our center was to figure out how we can keep the cooling for our building while still utilizing the glass. So we decided to apply a special type of tinting to each glass panel to reduce the sun's glare when it hits the building.
So another one of our main challenges was finding a way to show and express our ideas. We tried sketching it out, like these pictures here, but realized our drawing skills weren't that great. So then we tried focusing on the online tools, but found none of them really allowed us to get our idea down perfectly since we didn't have much experience with them. We then took our ideas to help elevate. We then took the next step by including pictures of ideas to help elevate these images of the buildings that we wanted, which we used these. And we felt like these really pulled together the images that we wanted, which you can see some of the main structural designs that we wanted here. A lot of thought got put into the structure, including the artistic architectural style we wanted in the buildings, as well as the best way to maintain environmentally friendly. We did this by adding solar panels and adding a water system that circulates rainwater back through the greenhouse for irrigation. So these were more of the inside pictures that we wanted to give the people more of an idea of what the inside would look like. So more open, kind of modern, but also keeping the structure to industrial, so kind of like the kitchens would be. And lastly, with the greenhouse, you can see how it's open and it feeds in the sunlight. And also with the irrigation that would kind of flow through and help with all the plants. And that is the end of our presentation.
All right, thank you, Team Ambrosia, SNB. Pretty impressive, bringing an iconic building bringing the outside in with that building. So pretty awesome. All right, last but not least, we have Vulcan Construction, led by Melissa Thacker and Tommy Hallmark, who chose the National Pavilion project.
One.
Hi, we're Vulcan Construction. I'm Amaya Hicks.
I'm Hara Rivera. And I'm Joshua Kelly. Our project is the National Pavilion. We want our National Pavilion to represent our nation, not only in its current state, but in the past and future. Our pavilion is designed to foster a sense of unity in our nation. We want to be able to do this by helping to develop a deeper understanding of American past. This past we can build off of in the present to create a brighter and better future for our descendants.
Our site location is located at Deerfield Island, Alexandria, Virginia. It is located in an unused lot. It's next to the national capital, Washington, D.C. You may have heard about it. It is next to many tourist attractions. It's located next to a major airport and is very accessible near highway, sea, and the coast. For the census, security has to be very tight. We have state-of-the-art technology. We have reinforced foundations, blast-resistant walls, security checkpoints, camera systems, and armed guards. We also had the added security bonus of being next to the Washington, D.C.
So for our pavilion, we as a team decided to go in the neoclassical style. We decided to do this so it would fit in with the rest of the Capitol design. But our design is going to be built with the cutting edge of architecture and construction. By using cutting edge materials and methods, our building will both be efficient, environmentally friendly, and resilient under possible threat. We are in Washington, D.C. after all. Our pavilion will also be wheelchair accessible with numerous ramps and elevators throughout the property. Inside our pavilion, we're going to have amenities such as a ballroom, conservator offices, a coat check, a cafe, numerous restrooms, and thousands of square footage for exhibition spaces. Inside the overall design scheme is going to be a streamlined neoclassical design. It'll be a very timeless look, especially because of the modern color palettes and modern materials. These modern materials and methods will also help keep maintenance costs down both now and hopefully into the future. Our entire building is going to be built in a sort of grid system. The benefit of these grids is that they can be open and closed with a set of discrete pocket doors. That way, the exhibit layout can be altered at any point necessary. This will allow new exhibits to be added, changed, and moved around by the curators of the pavilion. Having this grid system will also make navigation simple for any guest who has never been here before.
The concept for our National Pavilion is the past, present, and future. It will be a timeless architectural design, but it'll have a neoclassical design to represent our past. And we use our past to advance further into the future. We hope that our building can last for many centuries with cutting edge engineering.
So for the construction process of our pavilion, because of the rectangular footprint of the building, the foundation will be very easy and simple to build. Because of the rectangular shape, it will also help save time and money, as there's no special forms or designs that need to be changed for the foundation. The regular grid pattern will also make framing out the entire building very simple, because almost all of the rooms will be the same dimensions. We are also in an ideal location because we are in an empty property right off a major highway, right off a major river. Because we're on the outside of Washington, D.C. and not directly in Washington, D.C., we won't necessarily have to deal with the tight gridlock traffic of Washington, D.C., which will help shipping materials to our plot. Overall, our pavilion is going to take 25 months and $8.8 million to construct. Here we have a further construction timeline. This is a breakdown of our construction timeline. It will take us 25 months to construct the building in its entirety. Here is a further breakdown of our costs. In total, the construction process will cost $8,751,088. Our three most expensive points of this project is the plumbing, the exterior walls, and the framing. These prices do include labor. We are Vulcan Construction, and we are ready to answer any questions you may have.
All right, thank you, Vulcan Construction. Pretty awesome to end on the note with something that is past, present, and future. I love the way that you guys looked at that. So great job to all the teams. I know that was a challenge putting together videos from afar. We are so impressed and we're excited to see how much you've learned this year. So while the judges deliberate, we are going to move on to the next portion with Melissa and Nick, have the exciting task of sharing our scholarship winners. So let me get this up.
All right, thanks, Kristen. Like she said, great job to everyone on their presentations, especially with the added difficulty of navigating a virtual presentation. You guys all knocked it out of the park, so well done. Moment you guys have all been waiting for, now to the money. Following seniors have been awarded scholarships through this year's program. Each of the recipients will be contacted via email regarding the collection of your scholarship funds. So first up on our list, from the Osceola location, receiving $1,000 from our gold sponsor, the Osceola County Education Foundation, is Isaias Rodriguez.
Congratulations. I cannot see the presentation slide. To see the next slide.
You want me to take that, Nick?
Yeah, you got this one.
You gotta love teamwork. Go with it.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the presentation.
All right, next we've got William Raymond receiving $1,000 from bronze sponsors Little and North Star. And after William, we've got Isaiah Weatherall receiving $1,500 from silver sponsor Williams Company and gold sponsor Osceola Education Foundation. Next up is Luisa Duarte, receiving $1,500 from silver sponsor Mater Southeast and bronze sponsor Matern. Next up is Sunil Mistry, receiving $1,500 from silver sponsor Delaire and bronze sponsor Turner Construction. Next up, Anna Palm, sorry for mispronouncing this because I'm sure I will. Anna Palm de Oliveira, receiving $1,500 from Collet Group and PCL.
Woo! All right, I'm just gonna be the hype man since I can't announce. I'm just gonna hype it up.
Oh, that's perfect, Nick.
Yeah, all right.
Next is Serena De Nicola, receiving $2,000 from the Orlando PCEA.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, big thanks to our PCA.
Next up, we've got Carson Hendricks receiving $2,500 from Barton Mallow and Studio One Plus.
Yay, Carson. Whoa.
Next, we've got Kyle Browning receiving $3,000 from the Orlando PCEA and the Osceola County Education Foundation.
Awesome, Kyle.
And last but not least, Jordan Williams with $3,000 from Barton Mallow.
Yeah, Jordan.
Congratulations, everybody. That is awesome. I'm very excited for each of you. So next up, we're going to go into attendance recognition. We've got a few students that showed incredible dedication to the program this year, not only by attending every meeting, but by being active participants in each meeting, even after circumstances forced us to go virtual. So I know that was not easy. To reward these students for their dedication, we will be mailing you guys iPad minis. If your name is called on the next slide, please get in touch with your lead mentor. Provide us your current addresses so we can make sure that you guys get these in the right place. Our award recipients from North Orlando are Iva Olivia and Damian Jermosin. Sorry again for names. From South Orlando, we've got Ethan Mack Jackson and Paige Afton. Not gonna try that one. And then last but not least from Osceola, we've got Isaiah Rodriguez and Joshua Kelly. Congratulations, guys. We appreciate your dedication to the program this year.
Woohoo, way to go.
Wow.
That's super cool, super cool. All right, so now we're on to another important facet of our evening, right? The presentation board winners. So without further ado, let me pull up the hat right here that's underneath the magic table.
Need a drum roll?
We probably need a little drum roll action here. Wow. Okay. So give me the next slide there, Kristen. Let me roll down the hill here. So for number, we're gonna go 3, 2, 1 to keep the suspense alive, right? And
Well,
again,
this is just for the board winners.
this is for the board. Okay, let me make sure I'm reading the right thing here.
Yeah.
And for the third place, remember I sent you an update.
That's the one at the bottom, right?
Yes, sir.
Why don't you do this? Why don't you lead off with the presentation board, Nick? We're gonna go off the cuff, and I'll take the presentations proper.
Sure, you got it.
Then we won't err.
Alrighty, well, For third place on the presentation board, we have Team Atticus. Yay! Wow, jumping into second place. Very nice. Food group. Congrats.
That was pretty cool. That was
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
that was,
It made me hungry for dinner.
And finally, the winner, first place presentation board winner is Jimbali Chefs.
Yeah.
Woo! Congratulations.
I mean, it was really informative, and the information you pulled together on that A3, I'm just going to talk off the cuff, but it was really cool to see. I know all of you together have done a lot of amazing work to pull that together, and we do that in industry all the time. So really was just very cool to see from a mentor and learning standpoint how you integrate that information. And the more you can provide without talking about it is as part of the game. So nice job to all of you, and way to go for the winner. Okay, and so Nick, at the bottom is who I'm going with now here, right, for the winners of the presentation.
Correct. Yep.
All right, we're going to start with third place, right?
Yep.
Third place, drum roll. I like this stuff. It's called Sweet Tea. Way to go.
All right.
Way to go, Sweet Tea team. That was definitely a cool concept, way to pull it together. And all the hard work leads to a nice little placing here. All right, moving on up to second place. I love the names, by the way. The way you carve it together, and I remember getting involved with Ace Mentor over a decade ago, and the way you utilize the initials and things like that to make you who you are is really cool. So, way to go, Jimbali Chefs. Jimbali Chefs.
Woo!
And for the first place prize, and again, really, in this respect, the prize is you winning and you learning and you driving these things you've learned. So, without further ado, first place, Matt Keys!
Yeah!
All right, and then with regards to winning, right, you're going to be in contact with your mentor leaders where the prizes themselves will be mailed to your homes. So we'll make sure that communication takes place next week. And then, I'm sorry, I think I misspoke. It's going to be emailed. So we need to have the right email address so that you can get that delivery. But again, congrats to all the winners, and way to go. Presentation boards and presentations. Okay. Moving on now, we need to go into like the next important part of what we do this evening and recognizing our team, right? So the mentors are really key in what we do in Ace Mentor, and without you mentors, it would be impossible to share this. And you, I just want to speak real quick, day to day, you do something. And while we think it might just be our day-to-day job, it really is amazing. You design, you innovate, you think, and you build. And that in itself is something that most folks look at and go, wow, right? So way to be, ahead of your peers and taking the time out to mentor our students. So thank you. And Adele, I'm going to pass the mic to you and Aranya.
Thank you, Travis. Aranya, are you on?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. And I'll let Aranya take care of the Seminole location. He did an amazing job being a lead mentor out there and filled in whenever needed. And I love to see him working with the students. So I'll let you talk, Aranya.
Very cool.
Sure. Thank you, Adele, for being the leader in our location. First off, I want to thank Matern Engineering for hosting the North Orlando location for years. I don't really know how long Judy D'Angelo has been there, but Brad Kroger with Matern as well were our gracious hosts, making sure that the refreshments and pizza are there waiting for us. And so thank you, Matern. We had a lot of great speakers this year, a lot of great guest mentors as well, talking about various related industry topics from legal issues to sustainable topics. And I just want to recognize some of the regular mentors that show up regularly and consistently, and stepping up when they needed to, and organizing field trips to job sites. So Johan Bueno of Dix Height, Susan Pendergraft of Hunt and Brady Architects, Stephanie Ruiz of Finfrock, Peter Schmidt of Turner, Brad at Matern, Angelique Tiberico with Roads and Bridges were always and consistently available to help out, to offer great feedback and positivity, and just to be there to crit. And most of the students were actually repeat from previous years. So that's a testament to the value that they see in the mentors at our location. So well done, everyone, and thank you to all the students for being there as well.
Thank you, Aranya. On to the next group.
I think that's us.
That's you, Nick.
Right on. All right.
Tiger it.
My name is Nick Pepe. I'm the lead mentor at South Orlando with Allison Nightcamp as well. Allison, are you on?
Yep. Hi, guys. Great work, everyone. We're really proud of you guys. You guys put a lot of time and dedication into this. We're very proud of you guys.
Yep. Yeah, we're definitely one of the larger groups. I want to say this year we had about 25, 30 students. I want to say we had about 10, 15, 20 mentors, it seemed. So it was really awesome to everyone to show up and all those numbers. It was really kind of able to show the students the proper attention. They were able to ask the questions that they need to, and really get the one-on-one time that's needed. I know a lot of kind of districts do it differently with different mentors. For our location, we actually have the mentors stay with the student groups throughout the year, and then we have a mentor swap, so to speak. But it went very well. I want to thank all of you guys again for sticking with it throughout the entire year. The commitment from myself and then the other board members is one thing, but there's no way we could do this without you guys. You guys, honestly, you guys are my rock. So I appreciate everything that you guys do, and can't wait for next year. So kicking it off to Osceola.
Well said, Nick. Thank you. I'm Melissa Thacker, the lead mentor for the Osceola County location. And like Nick and Aranya said, none of this would be possible without our mentors. We're a small group in Osceola, but it's a dedicated bunch that come back year after year, bring friends, and help us grow. So there's no way we could do it without the dedication from you guys. Year after year has been John Porter, Paul Fernandez, Tim Ferris, Mark Clinch, Mark Lockard, Molly Akes. You guys are what makes this thing turn around. So thank you so much for everything that you do for the program and for the students specifically.
Okay, so as part of teamwork, right? This is going back to like just life in general, sports in general, our business in general. It's all about the team. And our mentors are a key part of that team. You students are a key part of that team. You parents are a vital part of that team. You're the ones who encourage the students to come to ACE, stay involved in ACE, remain active, and communicate with their mentors. So in addition to that, we have a group of board members that all ebb and flow, work together collaboratively. I'll use that word that everybody loves. And what's key about that is everyone has a key role and effort in what we do. First and foremost, I'll just say our vice chairman, Joe Nouse, is not with us tonight because he just had a new baby. And very excited for him. We're all with him and his wife and his new son. So that's where our team fills in. In past years, myself, I've been away, whether it was my father-in-law passing away or a best friend of mine that was getting married and I was in his wedding. We all learn to work together as part of this team and strong unit. And that's what makes us who we are. And that's what ACE is as you look at the A, C, and E. So I'm Travis Kolbjornsen, met you earlier this evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm the chairman. I work for Barton Malow Builders by day, but definitely love the ACE program and what it does, and wish I would have had something like this when I was coming through high school. We had things like that, but it's really cool to see how all this integrates. Like I mentioned, Joe Nouse is our vice chairman. He owns and operates Studio One Plus Architecture. Brad Kroger, great friend and pal in the industry, SEC, we'll say partner in crime in his LSU Tigers. He's our secretary. SCOTUS keeps us on point, and we got to do that. And without it, we wouldn't stay as true as we are to the game. And he is an engineer by day at Matern Professional Engineering. Andrew Laney is our treasurer. It's important to understand where we are with the money, the books. Those scholarships that come out annually come through our fundraising and our treasury, and Andrew keeps us honest with that. He's also an executive of Winter Park National Bank and a fellow Florida Gator, so go Gators with you, Andrew. Mo Arthur, good friend and neighbor, lives down the street. Definitely have always respected and valued what Mo brings to our team. He's going to provide our closing and thank you, and his experience in architecture has him with CMI and OCPS working through the plans for our future students. Sean Dillon, another fellow Gator, an attorney in the construction law business. He's our governance. So contracts, things like that, that's all that T's and C's and stuff that we all don't like to talk about. Sean's great at it. Sean's great at reading letters. Sean's great at reading contracts. He reads them like architects draw plans and builders build buildings. Jonathan Shepard with Austin Commercial, Tim McLaughlin with Hoare Construction, and Robbie Gosnell with PCL Construction, all in some way, shape, or form help with fundraising. Here in Central Florida, for those of you that are joining us from New York as well as out of the state, we love our golf in Florida. We have over 100 golf courses in Central Florida, and it's a great way for us to raise money. How we afford the scholarships and what we do as operational costs throughout the year run through our fundraisers. And the key thing with that is our golf tournament that we have annually. So thank you to all the sponsors who have sponsored us with that. Tim McLaughlin, also have to give you a shout out just with your affiliation as the president of PCEA, Professional Construction Estimators of America, has been a valued partner. And on an annual basis, you always bring a tremendous amount of funding to the table. Judy D'Angelo. Judy, without saying, Brad mentioned you a little bit earlier, but you have been the backbone and the matriarch of what we are for Central Florida ACE Mentor. I'll personally say that we love you and thank you for who you have been for the years. I appreciate you as a leader and what you have done for our community. By day, you do accounting at Matern Professional Engineering, but it's really cool to see the time that you put into this program. Kristen, another fellow Gator, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for hosting tonight and doing what you're doing with the Zoom calls. It was great that Turner stepped up and provided this virtual platform for us to utilize this evening. And thanks again for all that you tie into. It's really cool, you know, how you integrate with OCPS, schools like Jones High School, and understanding teaching for the day. Mark Clinch, you've been a great leader with us, been a valued partner. Thank you for what you're doing in Osceola County. By day, you are that CFO with Osceola County Schools, but you're also a great partner in the evenings and a great leader to what we're doing with this ACE Mentor program. Mark Jackson. So in order to be able to fund scholarships and manage scholarships and give away scholarships, we've got our man, Mark Jackson, who runs through the entire scholarship effort. And who better than that than a guy that handles insurance for our ACE industry by day. Adele Shalaby, been a great friend. You're also a fellow Gator, and thank you for your involvement and leadership in ACE Mentor. Just a few years ago, we talked about it and where you've gone and where you have transcended with what we do. You are a key asset and teammate in what we do, so thank you. By day, you're a leader over and partner with Rhodes and Brito Architects, and your design and vision is great for students to learn from. Nick Pepe, very cool to see what you're doing these days, and definitely happy with the public relations and website coordination to keep us kind of industry modern and providing that technology so we stay tied and connected to our students. And I know day by day you keep them honest over there at PCL Construction, so thanks for keeping Rick on his toes. Nathan Butler, leader with S Architects, and another leader with us on the board of directors, as well as Shane Burnset with Gilbane Building Company. So I know I've been long-winded, but definitely want to talk about these key folks that assimilate and work together with all our mentors, students, and you, the parents. So thanks again for having your students with us tonight, and I'm going to tee it up to Mo Arthur. Have a good evening.
Thank you all. Again, my name is Mo Arthur, and I've had the privilege of seeing, I think, all of the ACE Mentor Program Scholarship Banquet since the inception of the Orlando affiliate. I've been a mentor. I'm also the past vice chairman. And I hope you've enjoyed your evening with us at our 12th annual ACE Mentor Program Scholarship Banquet. Every year, the students continue to impress us with their high caliber level of work that they put forth, which you've seen tonight. I'd like to thank each and every one of our students who participated this year. You are ACE, and without you, this program would not exist. Some of you, this is your first year. Many of you have been with us throughout the years, and this is your fourth and final year with us. But if you're in your final year, never fear. We want you to keep in touch with us. We want you to return in different capacities through summer internships and other networking opportunities. And for those of you that are in your first through junior year, we invite you to come back, and we look forward to seeing you again next year. And the graduating seniors, we'd love to hear from you. Keep in touch with us. Make sure that you reach out to your mentors, your lead mentors, your board members. We really want to hear from you. Parents, we can't thank you enough. Thank you for being so supportive of all of the students, ensuring that they attended week in and week out throughout the year, encouraging them to produce the high quality presentations that we've all enjoyed tonight. Mentors and leads, thank you for nurturing the young minds in our program that participate in the program year after year. Our team is completely made up of volunteers in the Orlando affiliate, and we could not maintain such a successful program without our mentors and leads. Our ACE National, Diana, Eden Shink, and our Southeast Regional Director, Zhu Shen, thank you for your support. We really appreciate you and your guidance and support to help grow and improve our affiliate. Our fellow board members, thank you again for all that you do, working in front and often behind the scenes to make this program a continued success year after year. Sponsors, we just want to thank you one more time for all your support, both financial as well as providing us with members from your companies that actively participate in our program, both as mentors and board members. And lastly, I'd just like to say, I hope everyone has enjoyed this evening. We went virtual this year. We thank you for sticking with us throughout the year, students, and thank you all for participating in tonight's virtual banquet. We look forward to seeing you again next year. Thank you, and have a good night.
Good night.
Night.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Great job.
Thank you, Judy.
You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good weekend. Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
Nice job.